Hi, my name is Jessica Clements. Thanks for joining me today. You can find me over on my website, www.jessicaclements.com, or on Facebook as Jessica Clements. I have a like page over there, and my last name is spelled Clementz, and there should be a link popping up here at the bottom. So today I'm talking about something that I struggle with a lot, which is taking back my days off. How do you make the most of your days off without wasting half of it being in a foggy mess and without direction? The thing is, if I spend half my day or 3/4 of my day in this like foggy brain, really I'm giving that time right back to my job. I'm giving it right back to things that don't necessarily matter to me and don't push me towards the goals that I want to achieve and don't help me be the mom and the wife and the nurse that I want to be. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is taking care of ourselves. I think sometimes we get so concerned with making sure that things are done for other people. We get concerned with making sure that we're taking care of other people's needs, taking care of our kids' needs, our husband, even fulfilling things for your job, taking care of your home, that we forget that in order to do those things, each of those takes a little piece of you out. Whether you're a mom or a dad, you've got to be filling up your own cup. So how do you do that? My first thing that I tell everybody that I work with in my fitness coaching is personal development. For me, that translates into a daily devotion. I really almost have to bathe myself in God's word, totally submerge myself in it, because all it takes is one little piece of self-doubt, one little thing that's telling me that I'm not good enough or that I'm not quite hitting the mark to make me self-doubt and pull me down. The next thing that you have to do is exercise. I am not an exercise person. I never was until about 2.5 years ago. And I'll tell you what, it has completely changed my life. I needed it way before the 2.5 years ago. I probably hadn't really worked out since college, and I had my two kids, and it was getting to be summertime, and I was just like a little bit lost. I didn't feel like I identified with my own body. I didn't feel like I necessarily identified even with my life that I had made. And I'm telling you, exercise is one of those things that everybody needs. The physical benefits of it are numerous. You don't need me to go through that, right? I mean, you see it on TV all the time. It is just there in front of you. The psychological and emotional benefits of it are huge too. Endorphins, being able to release some of that negative energy, being able to fight through that fog is incredible. This is one thing that helps me get through my days off all the time in a strong way, and even my days on, because a lot of days that I'm working out as well, either in the morning or at night when I get home. It really keeps your mind focused. It gives you a place to expend all that extra energy that you have, that extra emotion, maybe a really long day at work, or maybe you have a lot of struggles that you're going through. Exercise is really a key answer to that. The next thing I'm going to talk about is list making. List making is seriously my forte. I love list making. I would make list upon list. I'd take hours to make lists. Here's the thing though, you have to be smart about it. I learned a methodology of list making that has really helped me streamline and cut down into my list and be more effective with my lists. I learned it from Dave Ramsey. You can catch that on another video that I've made all about list making and how to make the most of your to-do list. But here's the thing, even if you just do a brain dump the night that you get home or first thing when you wake up in the morning, you are going to notice a huge difference in your productivity. It does something for the mind, body, and soul to be able to get everything onto a sheet of paper and know that you're going to be able to take care of it, a place to jot it down. I don't care what you use, a 3-ring notebook, your phone. I use the iPhone reminders now, which are amazing. Because literally I can leave the house thinking, oh, I need to make sure that I go stop here too, or drop that thing off, or return that library book, and be out in 5 minutes. By the time I get down my driveway, I've forgotten about it. We have so many things going on these days. You've got to make sure you make a list so that you have a good, healthy way to get rid of some of that information. So the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is taking care of your relationships. So I am very guilty of this. I get to my day off and I come downstairs and I'm kind of a zombie and I just want to shoot headlong into my day. I want to get the stuff done that I've not been able to accomplish on my other days that I've been working, and I really pay for it. And you know how I pay for it? I pay for it in my relationships. We have got to pay attention to the people around us who mean the most to us. And what I found is that if I take a couple of hours after working a weekend and have a couple hours on a Monday morning that I am not like checking things off my to-do list, but instead giving hugs to my kids and spending time with my husband eating breakfast, or just being around them in a way without having my phone available, without checking things, it pays off big time. All of this time that we spend away from our families achieving or working or, you know, bringing home, you know, the money that you need doesn't mean that those relationships still don't need that same amount of nurturing and that same amount of energy to go into it. So before you dive headlong into taking care of yourself, or even headlong into getting your to-do list done, I really want to encourage you to make sure that you take time, you know, just really take time to spend with those people that mean the most to you. And my last but not least here is stick to a schedule. We know this because we see it in our kids, right? So your kids go to bed one night at like 7 p.m., the next night at 8:30, then they're at grandma's and they don't go to bed until 11, then they're up at 6, maybe they're up at 8 another day, maybe they're up at 5 another day. It makes everybody crazy. Your body is the same way. I can only assume that adult bodies respond the same way as kid bodies do. Your body doesn't like those huge swings in sleep and no sleep, and sleeping long hours and then sleeping not at all. Do your best to try to stick to a schedule. Even on my days off, I try to be up no later than 6 or 6:30. Why? Well, first of all, I'm a morning person, but second of all, it's because if I do big swings in between those days off and days on, my body is like slammed into a wall, you know? I'm not used to waking up at 5:30 or 5 o'clock to get ready for work and get going. So then on my day off, if I'm like sleeping until 8 and then the next day I'm up again at 5 o'clock, it's like your body can't regulate itself. Do yourself a favor and try to find a happy medium. Doesn't mean that you have to be up super early every day, but take a nap in the afternoon if you can't, you know, if you're still tired in the afternoon and everything. Sometimes, despite everything that you do, you're still in a fog. You've had a horrible week, you've had crazy personal things going on and professional things, just a lot of baggage, or just a lot of really hard work. Even if it's good stuff, it still is stress on your body. And sometimes you get to that day off, and what you really need is just a day off. And maybe you just need some jammies and some good movies, or to take a walk outside and spend some time with your kids and not worry about everything else, and just use it for a day of recovery and really make the most of that. I hope these tips help you. If you want to follow me over on Facebook, also check me out on my website. Hopefully this is coming to you as part of your 12-hour survival guide, and that is working for you as well. I'd love to hear back from you. Send me a message or an email at jessicaclements80@gmail.com, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great one, guys.